In each of my videos, I encourage people to request topics that they would like me to cover. A few of the videos I've already done come from recommendations, and I thank each one of the people who have given me suggestions. It helps me know just what you guys are interested in. Now, a few weeks ago, I made a video of the Beast of Bray Road, where I made it clear I love myself a good canine monster. Male, female, tail, no tail, brown fur, gray fur, it doesn't matter to me. A good scary beast with a booper snoot is my kind of monster. And someone just so happened to request a video on dogmen, not me. So that's what we're going to look into. Dogmen. Hello everyone, and welcome to Wicked Encounters, where we explore just what goes bump in the night. I'm your host, Allie, and today we're going to talk about dogmen. Dogmen aren't as well known as Sasquatch, but they're definitely up there when it comes to known cryptids. But what exactly is a dogman? And how can you identify one? Well, first off, dogmen are not werewolves, despite their appearance. Werewolves are shapeshifters, whereas with dogmen, what you see is what you get. There's some debate on if they are supernatural or not, with one woman reporting she heard one talk to her, and others reporting that when they recited the Lord's Prayer, the creature looked visibly upset. I mean, I kind of do the same, like, why are you praying at me? Stop it. Bear spray. Get out of my face. There's also a constant report of witnesses claiming they sense an evil aura around the beast, but I'm inclined to disagree. The beast in question may not actually be evil, but the mind may give it that characteristic to help explain the terror felt when one is at a clear disadvantage should they be attacked. Considering reports of injured dogmen and pups are reported, if dogmen exist, I personally believe them to be a natural creature that is born, lives, and dies. There are thoughts that dogmen have above average animal intelligence, which can be possible. Sasquatch and other types of Bigfoot are viewed as intelligent, as are dolphins, whales, crows, and ravens. Border collies and other breeds of dogs have also proven to be highly intelligent, so I wouldn't really find it abnormal that dogmen can give the witness feelings of intelligence. Predators need to be smarter than their prey if they are to survive, after all. Now, there are a few different kinds of dogmen that make them more like a group of cryptids rather than one specific one. They're broken up into two branches. Both branches of dogmen have a few similarities that keep them connected, namely the inclusion of a muzzle, canid-like teeth, claws, and an imposing size, with the average being between 7 to 9 feet in stature. The first branch of dogman is the canine type. These dogmen have digitigrade legs and clearly show canid-like features in their head shape, muzzle, ears, and other such facial features. Basically, they look like an upright canine wandering about. The second branch is ironically called Type 3. Type 3s are described as looking like a Sasquatch with a muzzle, though not necessarily canid. There are some that appear with a more baboonish-like face. The difference between Type 3s and Bigfoot are the aforementioned muzzle, their claws instead of the standard finger and toenails, and the inclusion of canine-esque teeth. Their legs are more plantigrade, and their overall physique is closer to that of a hominid. Also, before you ask, no, there is no Type 2 or Type 1. The reason for the Type 3 classification is due to the similarities to the Type 3 Bigfoots known as googwies. Googwies, or face-eater in Micmac, are incredibly aggressive and can be confused for bears, dogmen, or werewolves. But it is labeled a type of Bigfoot due to the reported sagittal crest it has on its head, despite it having a baboonish-like snout, which is not common among the creatures. I'll have to explore the googwies more in-depth at a later time, but I was confused as to the Type 3 classification and wanted to make sure I shared with you what I found. Among the two mentioned branches, there are 4 types of canine types and 3 types of Type 3s. The first variant of the canine types are Variant 1, which look like an upright walking timberwolf. Take a timberwolf and just make it walk on 2 legs, and there you go. They're on the smaller end of the different dogman types, but maybe less horrific as well, minus the fact that wolves are still huge. At least they don't have finger claws ready to pick you up by the head. Variant 2 is more hyena-like in appearance, even though hyenas are closer to felines than canines, I know, but meh. Variant 3 are the massive, beefy, werewolf-looking boys and girls that you would recognize in horror movies. Menacing, tall, dark, handsome, muscular. They have all the capabilities of an apex predator on their side. Variant 4 of the canine types are nicknamed soldiers, or fatheads, as their heads are larger in proportion to their bodies. The soldier nickname is because they seem like a larger and stronger version of Variant 3. Now for Type 3 dogmen. The first Type 3 is Variant 1. They possess snouts but are more akin to baboons in their facial appearance, though they do have canine-like ears. They are tall and lean and can be mean when approached. The second type of Type 3 is Variant 2, which possesses a hominid body with a chow-like head. Think Anubis, only with that thick man body hair all over. Or for furries, Beastars. Yeah, I think that works on the best for modern day interpretation. What was that dude's name? Legoshi, I think. Yeah. Variant 3 of Type 3 is a Sasquatch with a muzzle. I believe this one would be one of the most common to cause arguments among the cryptozoology community because is it a Sasquatch Type 3 or a Dogman Type 3? Perhaps a hybrid of some sort between Dogman and Bigfoot? But would such a thing even be possible? It's quite a bit of speculation, but Variant 3 Type 3 may just be the missing link between Bigfoots and Dogmen. It's not exactly the weirdest thing I've talked about. But if you do want to hear about the weirdest thing I've talked about currently, check out my Hollow Moon theory. I got lots of love for that one and totally no death threats sent my way. Unlike my Champy vid. Y'all Vermont folks sure get mad at me saying Champy instead of Champ, and I'm gonna keep doing it anyway because Champy is cuter. Now back to Dogmen. Like many cryptids in North America, there are many legends and tales from Native American sources that can be linked to Dogmen, or wolf people as they can be referred to in Native American lore. They are reported as always providing a sense of unease to those who enter the brush, sneaky tricksters that enjoy a good scare for those who enter with respect or wonder. For those who enter with ill will or anger, well, it was said there was a good chance you wouldn't come back at all. The first reported sighting of a dogman was in 1887 in Wexford County, where two lumberjacks reported seeing a creature that they described as having a man's body but a dog's head. But that's all that they said on that tale. That was literally it. They went right back to chopping wood. I mean, I guess if you're a lumberjack, that's not really the weirdest thing you might see, but I don't know, I feel like a little, hey, Paul, guess what? We just saw a dog-headed man in the trees. You want to go check it out? Maybe bring the guys and some guns? Or, I don't know, maybe catch it? I don't know. I guess trees are more important than getting paid. In 1937, in Paris, Michigan, a man named Robert Fortney had been attacked by 5 dogs and reported that one of them was walking upright. This report came 1 year after the Beast of Bray Road incident that Mark Shackleman had in Wisconsin. Shackleman had seen a dog-like creature digging at one of the Native American burials that were in the grounds of St. Coletta's School for Exceptional Children on the outskirts of Jefferson, Wisconsin, where Shackleman worked as a night guard in 1936. This situation of an upright walking wild dog was reported again in Allegan County in the 1950s, and again in 1967 in Manistee at the Cross Village. For the most part, dogmen remained unknown to the general public until 1987, when disc jockey Stephen Cook at WTCM-FM in Traverse City, Michigan, recorded the song The Legend. He based his song on myths and legends from around North America, which he played as an April Fool's Day joke, something he admitted to Skeptoid.com Wag the Dogman. Shortly after playing the song, he received calls from listeners claiming to have seen similar creatures to the one he described. The calls continued, and Cook eventually found himself listening to more than 100 reports of the Dogman and found his April Fool's Day joke song being the most requested song at the station for the next few weeks. Cook even sold cassettes of the song for $4 each and donated the proceeds to an animal shelter. The Legend song was re-recorded in 2007 with an addition of a mandolin backing and including new verses which he added in 1997 after a report of an animal break-in at a cabin in Luther, Michigan reached him. Before we can mark Dogmen off as a hoax, keep in mind that these reports were given to Cook after his song, but they are not the only reports in regards to Dogmen. The Beast of Bray Road had many, many sightings reported before Cook's song even hit the air, beginning in 1936 with Shackleman, and even additional sightings in the 1960s and 70s, before they became popular in 1989, where the beast blew up in sightings and reports that the Walworth County Animal Control Unit needed a folder on it. It's not that the later sightings couldn't be attributed to the Legend song being heard. After all, relatively speaking, Wisconsin is not that far from Michigan. But the sightings from beforehand, well, they are a little bit harder to explain. Dogmen are by no means limited to the Michigan and Wisconsin states either. They've been reported all across North America, from Florida to New Brunswick, Texas to Alberta, and California to Alaska. The whole dang continent is infested with dogmen like a street dog with fleas. Texas in particular even has an area called the Dogman Triangle that has a book put out by Aaron Dees that Small Town Monsters published. They've also made a documentary inspired by Dees' book, so if you're interested, you should check it out. They do good work on their research, and Aaron actually has a podcast exploring cryptids called Hate Strangeness that's worth a listen. Check out his stuff and say hi to him from me if you have a chance. Dogman encounters have been reported in all but 11 states according to the Dogman Encounters website, with their favorite hangout areas seeming to be near rivers, wetlands, roads, railroads, dense forests with heavy undergrowth, crossings such as bridges, bypasses, railroads and the like, cemeteries, and near military areas. Coincidence? Yeah, probably. Most of those areas are easy hunting grounds, with roads and such having a high chance of easy roadkill snacks for them. For cemeteries, well, worms are already eating up at the rot buffet, so it's not out of the question if the dirt is freshly dug, though the chemicals might be a problem nowadays for them. If you should happen to wander through a dogman's territory, I have some good news. There aren't reports of anyone being killed by a dogman. Yay! Some bad news is that the dead can't report themselves. So take that as you will. On a serious note, though, dogmen for the most part seem to be content with just squaring up, but reports of being charged or having damage to doors or cars have been reported. They usually seem content in just chasing intruders out of their territory for the most part, but do not shoot at them, as that does not scare them and only makes them angry and more likely to lash out. They aren't limited to just appearing at night either, and seem to be plenty comfortable enough wandering during the day. So if you decide to go exploring on your own for them, the time of day won't matter. But also, don't go searching for potential apex predators. I don't know, that just kind of seems like a given to me. But are these dogman sightings legit? One of the most popular bits of evidence towards dogmen is the Gabble film, which you can find on YouTube. It's a 3.5-minute film shot on an 8mm camera, showing Aaron Gabble's son riding a snowmobile for a while. Then he's fixing an old truck, they show their adorable dog, and then it ends with Aaron stumbling across a creature that charges at him. The video ends with Gabble dropping the camera in the tall grass. This video was supposedly filmed in 1970 and surfaced in 2007 after being discovered in an attic at an estate sale. Not much else was known about the video, until Mike Gabble, the creator of the film, answered some questions. Mike Gabble created the film as a homage to Steve Cook's The Legend, renting out a vintage snowmobile and truck, 8mm camera, fake guts, and a ghillie suit that he used to make the creature. So yeah, as is the usual, the best evidence for a cryptid is a hoax. Despite the hoaxes, people all over the world keep the idea of dogmen alive. WSM in Nashville play The Legend every Halloween. Movies and books come out about the beastie all the time, and there is still a very active group that makes up the North American Dogman Project. Plus, dogmen are just so cute in my opinion. I love dogs, and to me, dogmen are just bigger puppies, even if I won't go wandering roads and forests to go pet one. But what do you think? Do you believe in dogmen, or do you think they're just misidentified animals? Have you ever seen one? What are some other spooky topics you'd like me to cover? I love dogmen, so I really enjoyed researching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, maybe hit the subscribe button, maybe the bell notification, throw a gal a bone. Check out my socials and maybe join our Discord for more one-on-one discussions, or my newly formed Patreon to help support my unhealthy lifestyle of staying up all night researching cryptids. Until next time, I'm Allie, this is Wicked Encounters, and I'll see you next time. Bye!